What a season it has been for our Port Huron High Big Reds. It's been so long since our boys in red last lost a basketball game. I wonder if they even remember what it feels like, period. How about 8 wins in a row, second place in the MAC Blue, and absolutely rolling as the regular season closes and the playoffs are right around the corner. Tonight, though, a huge challenge indeed as the successful Clintondale Dragons of the MAC Silver come into town. Both these two teams high ups in their respective divisions, yet only one can come out on top. Which one is that? You got it, the one who can get hot with the rock. Good evening again, everyone. Derek Work, the Big D. Number 1 with this gentleman to my left was Star Wars. Number 2, Empire Strikes Back. Here we go, return of the Taddy. Welcome back, Coach Dave Taddy. Good to have you along, and we should be seeing a pretty decent basketball game here this evening.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me again up here at Big D, and I think, you know, we're going to see two good teams. Just looking at teams in common that both teams have played Marysville this year. The Clintondale has split that. They lost by 5 at Marysville, but then they beat Marysville 25 at home. So that's, you know, something to look at.
Thomason pull up 3 outside. Cedric Shepard of Clintondale the early rebound and still scoreless. 7:33 to go in the first, no score. 13-5, Port Huron. 8-3 in the blue. Steal by Mr. Everything, Mr. Magic, Javon Thomason. Bounce feed though. Looks like maybe Clintondale touched it last, and Big Reds to keep.
Another team in common that both teams have played this year were Utica High. Utica High is tied with Port Huron in the league at 9-3, and Clintondale did beat Utica. So,
January 27th, though, as we see the block by Cedric Griffin. That was the last time they lost, the 27th to Fraser. That's a long time ago. What's been the difference, Dave, that you see out of this basketball team? I know our last broadcast, we were kind of a little discouraged with them, but since then, they've really dominated everybody they've played.
I just like how the team's been getting better every week. You know, early on in the season, you know, we were unsure what we were going to see from the team, but just every week, just constantly getting better. And number 1, Javon Thomason just becoming an all-world basketball player.
Well, perfect record in the month of February. They didn't lose once, and that speaks volumes, certainly. 10-2, though, Mount Clemens, they're going to win the blue. What's been the difference? Why are they better than us, considering one of the best Big Red teams, I think we both agree, in a long, long time?
Well, I don't think necessarily Mount Clemens is better than us. We did split with them. They won at our place. We won at their place. The game we did lose to them was an overtime loss. So, you know, you can say later in the season we've been the better team.
Layup try Josh Jackson. Clintondale wanted the goaltending, hit the bottom of the mesh and knocked it out, or so they think. But either way, Tremaine Lee got away with that one perhaps. Perhaps kept the score scoreless with 6:06 to go in the first. Thomason guarded closely by Josh Jackson of Clintondale. Now they get down low. Zach Lee, fine move, almost lost it. Now he gets it though. Can't get that one. It's in and out. Lee off the glass. Can't get that one either. Pretty good looks, both of them, but can't get it to go as Ryan Petty the rebound and back for Clintondale.
Little scouting report on Clintondale. Talked to the coach before. He said there's a team that like to get up and down the court. They do have good shooters. He did compare them a little bit to Mount Clemens. Told me that they'd like to play man-to-man a lot, but will play some 1-3-1 zone.
So a timeout on the court. Scoreless, 5:42 left in the first. Derek Work, Big D, CPHS Channel 6, Port Huron Area School District, a television station. We've talked before, Dave, divisions, lower divisions. I mean, Max Silver coming into this game, it doesn't really have as big a meaning as maybe in other sports like a football per se. You think in a football game, you face a Max Silver team, well, you're the favorite to win. But in this case, in basketball, in this particular sport, it doesn't always matter. I mean, Clintondale coming in at what? 14-4, I think, is their record officially. So, nice talent.
Well, you look overall at the MAC, and the best school in the MAC right now is New Haven. New Haven's 19-0. They're playing in the gold. I mean, they're probably a favorite to win the Class C title. And, you know, I would think New Haven beat us earlier in the year, and I would think they're the best team in the MAC right now, being in the gold.
Both offenses have started kind of sloppy, not hitting any shots so far. Clintondale got their own rebound here a moment ago. 5:27 to go now in the first, still no score. From Big Red Country, Port Huron High School. From the outside, off balance shot, they say it's a 3-0 Josh Jackson. With a fall away three-pointer there. Dangerous mid-court pass here. Thomason to Lee, almost loses the ball, getting a little bit sloppy. Clintondale ends up with it. 3 now, Jordan Jackson. On the run, tries to hit Josh Jackson. Off a Big Red in the hands of Tremaine Lee. Quickly up court, Bobby Wright, number 14 tonight. Usually he's number 1, got 14, but missed this layup. Back and forth play, similar to a tennis match right now. They almost throw it away, instead receiving the pass is 5. Fred Shepard up, but fouled.
Something that's a little bit different that we haven't seen lately from the Big Reds is the first quarter start. We've had a good first quarter. Last 2 games, I want to say we were averaging over 20 points a quarter. The second quarter has been the problem for the Big Reds the last couple games, scoring under 10 points in the second quarter if you look at the box scores. But first quarter has not been a problem, but right now it's looking like a problem against Clintondale. Well,
in that Fraser Rambler victory, 9-24, 9-20. So if what you're saying about the second quarter holds true, that their best quarter was in the second, a 24-point quarter, and then in the fourth with 20 more. So certainly that holds true. The Ramblers, by the way, a 71-62 victory for the Big Reds in that one. Nice win over Fraser, a game they expected to win, although they had lost earlier in the year, which kind of shocking.
Well, the earlier loss was Javon was out of that first game, and that was kind of the string of the 3 games that kind of put them in a hole early on in the league, and they were able to bounce back against those same 3 teams and get 3 wins.
Clintondale with the early 5-0 lead, but Javon cuts into that nicely with the outside tray, and it's 5-3. There is nothing he can't do, really. He wears the right number, 11, just like Zeke of the Pistons. Here he goes, gets the steal, fast breaking Thomason, show and go, but he's fouled. In that game, by the way, against the Ramblers, Tremaine Lee 15, Drake 14, Wright, Zach Lee, and Thomason each had 11. That's a big win, I would think, when you can take down any team and your leading scorer only gets 11. Yeah. So nice team effort, I think, victory.
I thought the big thing in the box score was looking at Zach Lee score 11. I really think he's going to be the X factor going into the districts. I mean, you look at that kid and you take him to any basketball camp, basketball clinic, he has everything that you want from him. Size, can handle the ball. We've talked earlier on this season about him not being able to finish, but if you can get 12 to 14 points from him, and you're going to get the same, from Javon and Tremaine, he could be the X factor that could put the Big Reds over the mark and hopefully get a district championship.
Foul a moment ago, 0, Josh Jackson, his first and team first as well. Thomason at the line for the Big Reds, hit 1, missed the ladder, and it's 5-4 now. Clintondale, 1-point lead in our Big Reds. Pretty good positioning, guarded Javon Thomason, Jackson, but they get the rebound. Nice block by Zach Lee. Well, they're athletic, they're quick, they're lanky, so use it to your abilities. Malik doubled. Top key, now they throw it away.
Looks like Clintondale is coming out zoning us a little early here. Going to a half-court, 3-quarter trap, falling back to a zone.
Other past games, February 24th, they beat Ortonville Brandon, blew them out 58-46, the Big Reds did. Thomason 19 in that one, Wright 14 and Lee. Zach Lee 10 in the winning effort. As off the throw-in, fighting for the basketball. A little bit of words there between them two. 3, Jordan Jackson, and 24, Zach Lee. Nice to get a full aggressive game out of number 24 for the Big Reds, that's for sure.
Definitely on senior night. Looks like coach is starting, going with all senior lineup here in honor of senior night.
Should also mention that the 7 seniors, Bobby Wright, Tremaine Lee, Javon Thomason, Tyshawn Chapman, Kyle Landry, Malik Mason, and Zach Lee. As far as a senior group goes, Coach Taddy, I'd say one of the best all time, maybe.
I think so too. Best team, I've been here since 2006. This is the best team I've seen. Best player definitely with Javon, but overall as just as a group, this has been the best team, especially senior-wise. And I'll get into a little later, I think, about the seniors this year overall as a school have done a great job when it's come to winning championships this year for the Big Reds.
Javon Thomason, 6 feet as we've come to expect from him. Found Tremaine Lee down low, easy hoop, 6'5" now. And by the way, Bobby Wright issued a warning with 0. Josh Jackson, a little bit of early talking, part of the game certainly. Bumping physical play and a lot of talking down low. 2:25 to go in the first. Big Reds now 6 unanswered points after 5 in a row from Clintondale to start the basketball game. From outside, 3-point try, way off. Nice offensive rebound, puts it up. They say no. Wave off the shot, but he'll go to the line, I think.
Just going back earlier, talking about the senior class as a whole, you know, winning a football league championship, you know, basketball being a game away from winning a basketball league championship. Hockey won a league championship this year, and we're looking good things, you know, for the future for the baseball and track team. So really just a good group of seniors throughout the whole school this year.
Clintondale sloppy with the ball. They turned it over. Back quickly, the Big Reds. Tremaine Lee across the way to Zach, but they couldn't get it to fall. 2:02 on the clock, 6-5 still, Big Reds. So far, pretty low-scoring game. Both teams look evenly matched. Strong defensive intensity. They throw in Josh Jackson, and they say maybe he stepped out right in front of his own bench as Zach Lee out to throw this one in now. Under 2 to go.
I think this one's going to be a no-holds-barred matchup today. No, nobody's running back, sitting back. It's going to be a lot of attacking going on today.
Well, both teams, very strong teams in their respective divisions. Sweet! What can you say about number 11? Just night in, night out. This has been his season. And as much as the Big Reds have had a great team, they can say it's been about number 11. It really has. I've seen him too many times this year. Woo and wow everybody. Nice to see, too, a Big Red utilize all of his talents for everything they are. And there's a lot of them actually on this team. And a lot of the seniors, we were talking about it. You know they're at their best when it's a complete game. You get rebounds, assists, steals, points. Players like Tremaine Lee. Certainly, if he's getting a little bit involved in all the stats, you know he's at his best. This went out on the Big Reds, by the way. Clintondale to throw it in. Tyshawn Chapman has checked in for Zach Lee. 8-5, Big Reds with 1:11 to go in the first. Big D Derek Wark, Coach Dave Taddy.
Well, early on, just looking at the roster for Clintondale, if they keep this tempo up, they've only dressed 8 tonight. So they want to push and go back and forth with the Big Reds. We'll see how long they can hold up stamina-wise.
What did we count? 5 or 6 players sitting on their bench not dressed?
5.
Well, Bobby Wright, fine move. Off the high glass, it's a bit too hard. Rebound Clintondale. End to end. Pretty sweet, but an easy basket on the layup there by 14, Ryan Petty. Final minute here, dangerous pass, Javon threw it away. 3 the steal, Jordan Jackson. And now 32 on the court, who we don't have. It's an interesting roster. Half the names filled out, half the names aren't. So Mr. X with the baskets. It's a Big D tradition. You got to call him Mr. X if they have no numbers. Nice feed from Tremaine. Bobby hard to the lane, and he'll go to the line. Well, to wrap up some past games, on the 26th, one I was very impressed with reading about. They beat Grosse Pointe South 70-66 versus a strong opponent. Listen to this. We've talked about Thomason. This sounds like double dribble on the Nintendo. A 32-point night against GPS. I don't care who you are. You put 30 plus up against GPS, you're feeling it. Anyway, Lee in that game, Tremaine, he had 10. Tyshawn Chapman, 9. Bobby Wright, 8 to wrap up some of the past games for the Big Reds. Very, very nice month of February, as we talked about. I don't recall many months where you can say they're perfect. There's one. 9-9, by the way. Bobby Wright evens up the game. With the final 18 seconds of the first, they're going to hold probably here for last shot. Very low scoring. Will we even get to double figures after one? We shall see. Final 10 now. Josh Jackson. Final 6, now 5. They've got to hurry a bit here. Try to get down low, blocked. Tremaine Lee and out of bounds on Lee with 2.7 left in the first. Congratulations as well go out to the JV team tonight. A fine win earlier, a very exciting game, 49-48. They do get the shot off. Pretty good look too, considering only 2.7 left on the clock. But the buzzer sounds, that's the end of the first from Port Huron High School. We're after 1. Our Port Huron High Big Reds 9, visiting Clintondale 9 as well. It's senior night. We certainly wish the seniors all the best, playing their final regular season game here this evening at home. Derek Work, the Big D for CPHS Channel 6, Coach Dave Taddy joining me as well. What you think of the first low-scoring game, but a back-and-forth tight game, as I think we came to expect when you look at the records alone?
You know what, I think that's what Clintondale wants to do, having only dressed 8 players, so you don't want to get in too much foul trouble. They only have 2 fouls after that first quarter, team fouls. Looks like what they're doing is after makes, they're falling into a 3-quarter press. Just looking for the Big Reds to make some sort of mistake, and then if the Big Reds do break it, falling back into a zone, you know, with the zone, just, you know, it helps not, you know, give you chances to foul other people when you're playing a tight man-to-man defense. So, you know, that looks like to be Clintondale's plan, just to stay out of trouble, foul trouble, and look for the Big Reds and make some mistakes with that 3-quarter press they're going to throw at them.
Is it a different perspective from Coach Kevin Landshut, too, in noticing maybe that the team they're playing, an 8-deep team, they're not really deep. They haven't got a lot of players dressed, as mentioned. Different strategy? Well,
just talking to him before the game, you know, I don't think he thought that they were only going to dress 8. And, you know, when he said they, you know, played a lot of man-to-man and 1-3-1, so he probably didn't expect this. But after the first quarter, let's see what adjustments he makes, and maybe he tries to pick up the tempo a little bit more and try to get some of these guys in foul trouble and tire them down.
Second quarter underway. Derek Work, Big D, Coach Dave Taddy, CPHS. Port Huron Area School District television station and Big Red Basketball Network. Clintondale quickly down low, partially blocked. Landry, who has checked into the game now. Up to Javon, and it's all sweet, it's all net. There he is again, number 11. Again, a kid that can do it all. This is very easy again. Not the first easy layup they've had, not the first time they've gone end-to-end with it either. Fred Shepard makes it a 12-11 game. Fine passing all over the court. Big Reds trying to avoid full court defense. Lee, a good look, couldn't get it. And Josh Jackson.
Want to keep an eye on 13 Landry. Coach has been getting him a little bit more playing time. He's been bringing him in to rest Javon. And Kyle's actually been doing a pretty good job the last 2 games. Just noticing from the stands, watching him, and coming in, not turning the ball over, giving Javon a little rest. But looks like they're playing both of them right now. Not too sure about B.J. Drake, whether he's hurt or some sort of disciplinary reason why he hasn't been in the game yet.
Tremaine Lee, it was out on him last. Clintondale now to keep. 6:54 to go in the second. 12-11, 1-point lead, Big Reds. Jackson with it, guarded by Bobby Wright. Interesting to see Bobby Wright so far out on the perimeter to guard here. And it seemed to have paid off and worked. Back the other way, Tyshawn Chapman, but he can't get the layup to go. Couldn't buy that hoop. Crossway pass, stolen Thomason. They say he stepped out on the run. I'm not so sure he even needed that steal. I think that ball was going out of bounds, but they still have the lead nonetheless, 12-11.
You had mentioned that earlier, number 0, Jackson for Clintondale. He's coming out now. But he looks to be the tempo setter for Clintondale, and I like how coaches put Bobby on him because he does look like they run the offense through number 0 for Clintondale, but he's out right now.
Ryan Petty with it. They've got 32 and 34 out there. They are not listed on the roster, so forgive us. We warn you ahead of time. Maybe we'll find out at halftime who these players are. Anyway, Bobby Wright to Zach Lee. Triple teamed. Clintondale earns the steal. They had men in numbers, but great individual efforts by Bobby there to earn at least the jump ball. Arrow of possession does indeed favor the Big Reds. Good job, Bobby Wright. Heads up basketball. Well, Clintondale in a neck-and-neck division, the silver. 15-4 being led by the Marysville Vikings. How about that? A local team playing some very good ball. Clintondale off the rebound. It remains 12-11. 3 with it, Jordan Jackson. In. Off balance layup. No. Rebound, Zach Lee.
Now the Big Reds have changed up a little bit defensively. Looks like they're going to a trap off a zone. So they're zoning and then trapping them.
Bobby Wright, but look what I found underneath. Offensive rebound, Kyle Landry. Couldn't get it though. Good individual effort there. I love seeing the little guards get up there with the big boys underneath the basket and earn the offensive rebound, but couldn't get it. Just under 5.5 to go now in the second. 12-11. It remains very low-scoring basketball game. This one kind of forced up. Good defense, Zach Lee. Ends up Javon Thomason. Double team, Thomason. Look at that. Almost got it to go. Showboat kind of granny kind of layup there, but Clintondale with the rebound. Right on back to Jordan Jackson again. Down low, Jeremiah Walton gives them the lead at 13-12. First basket in a long time, it seems. And the first time Clintondale's had the lead in a while. Bobby Wright, the fake. Nice job. Muscles his way to the hoop and gets the foul.
That last possession is what they need to do. If Clintondale's going to push the tempo and fall back in that three-quarter press, we need to come right back at them, push the tempo, and tire these guys out. Just looking around right now, these guys seem to be getting a little tired for Clintondale. And this is where I think we should make our run right now here in the second quarter.
I definitely think to, echo your sentiments there. With these big, athletic, quick players of the Big Reds, it is indeed where you tire a team with just a little bit of depth. You tire them right down.
Definitely when the team's only dressing 8 players.
Bobby Wright ties the game at 13, by the way, his first free throw, and now he'll take number 2. Foul, by the way, on 3, Jordan Jackson, his second personal, third team. Neither team really in any kind of foul trouble thus far. As Tremaine going to check back in for Bobby Wright. Coach Landshut congratulates Bobby as he gets a quick breather. Again, when you can check a player out like Bobby and check another player in for him like Tremaine Lee, you're not losing anything talent-wise, that's for sure. So, nice luxury for Coach Landshut to certainly have.
Again, looks like Coach Landshut's putting our big post players on their point guard, number 0, Jackson, and when Bobby checked out, Tremaine checked in, and looked like Tremaine's going to guard number 0.
Are they worried about his height from the top of the perimeter, maybe?
That could be, that is a good
that's a
good
walk.
Point on that.
Josh Jackson, one too many steps. So with the 14-13 lead for the Big Reds, they get the ball back. Big D, CPHS, Coach Taddy joining me again. Honor and a privilege to have you these 3 games this year.
I appreciate that. It's really been my enjoyment to be up here.
Jealous fans before the game too. Some of them wanted to get up here in your spot.
How many years you been doing this for?
Too many.
Well, I guess when they see me up here, then everybody else wants to do it. Monkey see, monkey do.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Either way, I've appreciated your insight. Added respect for the Big D. He just talks a lot about nothing. Well, for a complete game standpoint, maybe you have more respect for a loudmouth now. Well, 0, Josh Jackson took it to the lane, but he had somehow ended up with it again. Took it in again. Nice easy look at a layup there, but Tremaine is right there to muscle it through. Quickly to Malik. Spin move, yep.
Number 23, Malik Mason.
Well, there's your man right there who was checked in now. 21, Jermaine Drake. Maybe it was disciplinary reasons, but he's out there now and already a factor.
Looks like they put Zach here on the Jackson here for Clintondale. I'd like to see Bobby get a quick breather and get back in the game and go back against number 0. Looks like it's going to be a good matchup all night right there.
Jermaine guarding 34, quote-unquote, Mr. X tightly, but loose ball foul, I believe, on Clintondale.
Clintondale foul, number 0, Josh Jackson, his second.
And it was a loose ball foul on Josh Jackson. That's going to be his third personal, so the big guard's got to sit now. So we'll see how defensively the Big Reds adjust to that. Thomason, his Big Reds a 16-13 lead. They're up 3. Zach Lee hard, front of the rim, offensive rebound. Tremaine, no. From behind the back, though. Malik, great effort down low. Calm, cool, collective, they keep. Jermaine Drake quickly up. No, rebound, tap-ins all over the court now. Clintondale and Jermaine Drake end up with it, but arrow of possession favors Clintondale.
I think Clintondale, if they do stay in this 2-on-2 three-quarter press, they're going to have to do a little bit better job. Looks like the Big Reds have figured things out, and we're getting, easy shots here. Let's just make sure these easy shots fall.
As there was a good three-way battle in the MAC Blue this year, Utica, as mentioned, Mount Clemens and PH. In the MAC Silver, a nice three-way battle too all year long. As this is a three from way out to tie the basketball game for Clintondale. Another Mr. X. We don't have him listed, but 32 this time. But I was going to say, Marysville at 15-4, as we see the Big Reds getting sloppy. South Lake at 12-5, and you have Clintondale at 14-4. That's three pretty darn good basketball teams in the MAC Silver.
It's a good league.
Well, we saw South Lake the other night take apart the, shorthanded we'll call them, Huskies. South Lake, an interesting basketball team. Most of them just swing men with one player down low. It was kind of fun to watch. But anyway, back to this one. Look at him motor. Oh! Speedy Gonzalez, Roadrunner, Mighty Mouse, take your pick. I don't know many basketball players faster than that guy, and you're going to try your hand with him at football, Dave, and I can't blame you one bit.
It's going to be good to see him in the open field, huh? If you're a safety coming down after he gets behind the linebackers, that's not going to be too fun.
Well, you said earlier it's all about, the game in, game out contact on the body you're not used to, but speed is the great equalizer. Thomason with it. 18-16, now it's Mason from way out, almost. Look good from here. Tremaine, nice tap in. Drake to the lane, got it. Crowd loves it, counted, and the foul. There is what speed does, because you're picking up that on the run, layup, and they're too slow to counter. You gotta foul them. Otherwise, you let them have it, really.
The way BJ's put together, I think he's going to do just fine.
I do too. And it's still unfair because you got the big 35 Tyler Lee checking in now for Tremaine Lee. Size for size. And he's just a sophomore. And you've added in the past they expect big things out of big 35 the next 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Final minute of the second. A much better second, I think, for the Big Reds. You were mentioning, Coach Taddy, in past games, the second quarter has certainly been their Achilles heel, but not tonight. I like the aggressive play.
Well, maybe with a little better first quarter, maybe we got a bigger lead. But, the coach didn't expect Clintondale to come out here with 8 players. I'm sure he wasn't sure what they were going to do, and second quarter looks like we've settled in.
How often have we seen that set up right there in this first half, where Thomason just gives it to Zach Lee, they all watch, and he just takes the lane hard. Well, it's like Clintondale wants to let him have that.
Well, when you set up any sort of press, that's kind of your Achilles heels when it comes to the press. When teams break a press, you get easy shots. And, you hope it's an easy shot, but it's a good shot that the team makes. But that's what's been going on in this second quarter. They've been in that 2-1-2 three-quarter press, and we've been breaking it and getting good shots off it.
Reaching in foul by the looks of things on Jermaine Drake. Don't think he was really happy about that call, but again, neither team really in the penalty here. Final 13 seconds now of the first half. Big Reds 22-18, here goes Javon. Fake one way, the other way, no. Rebound foul. Well, you don't mind the show and go a little bit. It's gonna be Clintondale ball, but you don't mind that if you have big players with offensive rebound capabilities.
Yeah, you'd like to see him finish that right there, but.
Well, it was a good look. A good effort at that at the buzzer as Ryan Petty put it up. But there we go. After one half of play from Big Red Nation. The Big Reds, a nice second quarter. They lead by 4, 22-18. Big D Derek War, Coach Dave Taddy. Quickly, Dave, what you think of the second?
Second quarter, I thought, with BJ coming in there midway through the second, really gave us a spark that we needed. we took care of that three-quarter trap, and we were getting good shots off it. Zach from the elbow, just catching and shooting, attacked the offensive glass pretty good. I'm just, second half, I want to see the same from BJ, and I want to see Bobby see what he can do second half if he's going to be matched up against the big number 0 going into the second half for Clintondale.
So there you have it. First half over. From, again, Big Red Country, Derek Work, the Big D, Coach Dave Taddy, 22-18. 4-point lead, Big Reds, CPHS. Welcome back to Port Huron, quarter number 3. Derek Work, Big D. Being big, it's a state of mind. CPHS Channel 6. Joining me tonight, Coach Dave Taddy. Kind of a sloppy first half, but a nice back and forth game. Aggressive defense leading the way to some offense.
Definitely a fun game to watch.
Big Reds start the quarter with the ball, and we're underway. 22-18, they lead by 4. Low scoring game at that, too. Kind of shocked by that, or was this what you expected?
Well, again, didn't know that they were just going to dress 8 tonight. Thought you'd see a little bit more pressure, man-to-man. But, overall, not a bad half. Would like to see more scoring, but I think just early on, Clintondale looking like they're going to drop to a 1-3-1. Let's see if they stick to that three-quarter 2-1-2 press.
Tremaine Lee opens the quarter. Easy deuce down low, laughs. Speaking of laughs, no laughing from Zach Lee. Intimidation maybe as he knocks it away. And Tremaine Lee says, good job, Zach. Off the throw-in, Clintondale. They keep, obviously. That went out on Zach Lee, showing strong defense. Paying off for the Big Reds, a 6-point lead, 24-18. This is almost a walk. This is Josh Jackson who has it now. Good defense by the Big Reds, especially down low where Clintondale seems like they want to work it. Off front of the rim. Tremaine Lee, hard rebound, but he loses it. Tries to block it. They get the steal in the hoop, just like that. 3, Jordan Jackson.
Nope, still in the 2-1-2 three-quarter press. Big Reds getting another easy shot off the break.
Yeah, we've seen that a little too often, I think, if you're Clintondale. That's not the first time. Anyway, quickly, points. Fred Shepard for Clintondale, he had 6. Tony Matthews, 5. And Josh Jackson with just 3. 2 men in foul trouble at the half, Josh Jackson and Jordan Jackson. They both had 2. For our Big Reds, Javon Thomason led the way. Surprise, surprise, 9 points. Jermaine Drake, 4. Mason, Tremaine, and Zach each had 2. No Port Huron player either had more than 1 foul. So, foul trouble? Nah, not in this one. Clintondale, a good job getting some offensive rebounds on that exchange, and they finally fill it as Fred Shepard. Their leading scorer now is 8.
A lot of tips and loose balls you'd like to see the Big Reds control there and not give up 4 points to start the quarter. Sometimes you got to grab the ball with 2 hands and bring that ball to your chin and quit trying to tip the ball.
Javon Thomason, pull-up jumper, got it, count it, yes, and the foul. Not so sure you want to even challenge that one. He had an open look. By the time you're adjusting, you're hacking him.
Well, now it looks like it's going to be a high-scoring third quarter with both teams scoring on their first 2 possessions.
Javon 11 now, but he missed the free throw. 28-22, 6-point lead. Big Reds with 5 and 40 ticks to go in the third. Down low, Josh Jackson bumping with a ton of Big Reds. Nice little battles going on down there. But Big Reds, all kind of size and depth. Thomason, lob ball, right. Little bit of show and go at PH, why not? Tremaine, the rebound, no. A lot of easy looks at baskets, but Clintondale, thank you very much, throws it away.
Want to finish that break there at the end. I know he throws a lob, but it's a 2-on-1. He want to get those points, go up 8 points. Got to finish those breaks.
Coming up for the Big Reds, just one more regular season game. Apparently they go to Croslex March the 5th. And then brace yourself, folks, a playoff game March the 9th. That one will be in Anchor Bay against the Huskies. 1, 2, 3 times the charm this season. Well, they're getting sloppy now. Back and forth, Clintondale fouled Josh Jackson.
You know, something that the Big Reds haven't done, what they have been doing earlier is being patient. If they're just patient against that 2-1-2, you know, they're going to break it very easily and get a good shot. But the times where they try to rush and don't get in position to break it, they've had 2 turnovers this quarter.
Well, certainly coming up on that March 9th in Anchor Bay, Dave. Can't be tough for Coach Landshut to really get his team fired up knowing they're playing the Huskies again. That's got to be a nice little blessing in disguise as, you know, the early lesson in the playoffs as the playoffs continue to roll.
Well, you hear it all the time. Coaches talk, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in the same season, and especially a rival. So, you know, I don't remember the last time either Port Huron or Northern had beat one of the other team 3 times in the same season.
28-25, 3-point lead. Big Reds cling to it. They have the ball. Bobby, now to Malik. Now Javon Thomason, guarded very, very closely. Joshua Jackson guarding him tight. They throw this one up. Clintondale, though, hard off Bobby Wright and out on him.
Looks like the 1-3-1 is forcing Port Huron into some bad shots right now. Coach probably doesn't like that, but Clintondale's not doing themselves any favors and capitalize off our turnovers.
I want to get into this as well. The top 25 basketball players in the Blue Water area this season as done by the Port Huron Times-Herald. That list was brought out. We'll tell you here in a moment where the Big Reds all ranked on that list. Definitely an honor, I gotta say, especially with it being senior night and these kids were on it. Zach Lee, by the way, having a very nice game. A lot of nice looks at baskets tonight for Zach. Put that one up, got it, 30-25. Halfway done the third quarter here, just about. 5-point lead, Big Reds. Jordan Jackson, guarded closely by Wright. Crossway feed, partially blocked Tremaine Lee. You know, it's one thing from the outside like that when you're guarded by a guy that's very tall like Lee, but then you add the jumping ability and the lanky arms, and it's hard to get a ball over him.
Let's see if the Big Reds can be patient here and just look to break it. There you go, there's your break. There's your easy shot off.
I can't believe they're not adjusting to that. That's that same look again coming out of the full court.
Clintondale must have saw something that we had a trouble breaking a 2-1-2 press, but doesn't look like it today. But the only times that we've had problems is when we've been in a rush. If we just stay patient, we should be able to break this no problem.
Fast breaking the other way, Fred Shepard for Clintondale. Looks like it's going to be a foul on the Big Reds. Looks like Malik Mason. Second personal, team second as well. Well, number 15 on that list, Bobby Wright. I think maybe 15, a little bit low. Thought maybe he could scratch the top 10, but that's the beauty of lists. As I learned at bigdsports.info when I made a list of the football team, argumentative. That's the beauty about lists. And I understand Coach Taddy still owes me a list, by the way.
I'm working on it.
Are you? The all-Taddy team in football coming out soon, I guess. Well, you got to bring it out football season. You might as well wait. You got time.
That's what I was thinking.
Crossway pass, partial deflection, right in the hands here of Clintondale. Good individual effort there by 14, by the way. Ryan Petty, and earns the jump ball, but arrow of possession with PH.
Unless if you're looking for some more ratings for your blog, we could put it out sooner.
You're all about the ratings. That's why you're sitting up here, I think. I should also mention, yeah, bigdsports.info, where I write about all these games. And I try my best, my absolute best, to mention Dave Taddy on more than one occasion on there.
I enjoy reading it.
Do you? One of the 9 that read it. That's great. This one's stolen. 4 back. Cedric Shepard. No, off front of the rim, right in Bobby Wright's hands. And he keeps the fast-breaking momentum going. Bounce way. Zach Lee off dribble. And pretty good defense. Overcomes the D with a good-looking shot again, but no, in and out of the Big Reds.
You know, I really hope Coach Landshut's talking to Zach, and I really, like I said earlier, he could really be the X factor for this team. He could be that third scorer that to beat a team like Dakota in the districts, you're going to have to need more scoring than just from Tremaine and Javon.
Jordan Jackson, and I think it was Cedric Shepard back. A lot of contact down low. Coach Landshut not very happy they didn't call that a charge. But 1 point lead again, 30-29. Big Reds, led by Thomason, down low, feed. Nice job keeping it in by Zach Lee. Tremaine, though, couldn't get it. Clintondale with a chance to take the lead. Josh Jackson end to end, but the block from behind by Tremaine, who stayed with him. That's what he does. That's the complete game I love seeing out of Tremaine Lee. This is a foul, by the way, I think on Zach Lee, on Jackson. But not in the act of shooting, so it's just be a throw in here. Anyway, 15, Bobby Wright on that list. Number 10, Tremaine Lee. Number 3, actually, I mentioned him because he's the only Husky on the list, Jared Welsh. And we do have a timeout here, so just running down this list. Welsh was 3rd. Number 2 was Javon Thomason. And the reason he was 2, I can't believe he wasn't the top-rated player in the area. Josh McClelland of Yale. Maybe it's got something to do with their great success, but they've won, listen to this, over 35 games in 2 years. McClellan averaging 18 a night, so if anybody is going to be rated ahead of Javon, maybe there's that one player from that one school named Yale. Very, very successful.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that when you look at the success of the team. Right now, the rankings overall, team rankings are kind of the same way where the player rankings are. You know, Port Huron is number 2 in the area right now. Yale's number 1. You have McClellan number 1 in the top 25, and you have Javon number 2. I mean, I think until, you know, we maybe go win a district, then you could argue that Javon is the best player. But I'm thinking if I'm the Yale basketball coach and you give me those 2 guys to pick when we're playing pickup basketball, there's a good chance he might take Javon with that first pick.
It's hard not to start off a team with a player like that because of all the individual point guard skills and leadership ability, let's face it. But how about the other 2, Bobby Wright and Tremaine Lee on that list? Do you like where they're rated, 15 and 10, or is that about right?
You know, I think Bobby's problem is he doesn't score as much, maybe to be on that list. I mean, but, you know, when you look at a list, it doesn't always show the little things he does for this team, rebounding and playing defense. You know, you don't see a lot of offensive linemen make a list when they bring that football list out, but you know how important offensive linemen are, and Bobby's pretty important to this team to be successful.
Well, Clintondale off the inbound, more contact on Bobby Wright, but they got the go-ahead hoop and then quickly back the other way. Tyshawn Chapman with a great individual effort to give the Big Reds the 1-point lead, 32-31. What a back-and-forth game here. 2 great teams record-wise. This is a great pass fake. Fouled Tyshawn. Showed a lot of guts getting in front of that one, taking it hard to the lane. 3 there. Jordan Jackson looked like he wanted some jam.
You know, you could argue Tremaine could be a little bit higher on that list, but, you know, the thing you would like to see out of Tremaine is consistency. I mean, if he was a consistent 14 to 16-point scorer a night, you know, you could argue that he would be a top 5 player, but he's not that guy. You know, he's not consistently where he should be, you know, scoring-wise every night.
At the line for Clintondale, number 3,
Jordan Jackson at the line. Shooting a pair, has a chance to tie the game. Missed the first. Foul, by the way, on 12. Tyshawn Chapman, his first. And 4th team foul, Big Reds, to just the 1 team foul on the scoreboard right now for Clintondale. Well, he does tie the game, 32-all. There you see with 1:05 to go in the 3rd. Thomason quickly back, triple team.
You want to be patient.
Around the back, but it was forced. Clintondale, no. Force up the layup try. Good individual effort there, Josh Jackson. Down low to 32, Tony Matthews, the easy look at the hoop, and he got it. 2-point lead, 34-32, with 41 seconds to go in the 3rd. Clintondale has battled back, they have the lead, and this is the reason why. Defense leads to offense. It's aggressive D all over the court, but speaking of that, Bobby, hard to the lane. Off the steal, and he'll go to the line.
Zone is forcing Port Huron in some pretty bad shots right now. They kind of just need to take a deep breath and take a step back and just let the game come to them. They're really forcing things that they don't need to right now.
Do you kind of get the feeling, though, based on a lot of these looks, we've seen a lot of it already, that maybe neither team willing to make adjustments? They're happy with what they've got?
I think this is what the whole game's going to be like. It's going to come down probably to the last possession. It's going to be a 2-3 point game. I don't see either team getting away on a big break or a big lead, I'm sorry.
Jeremiah Walton, 25, checks in for 3. Jordan Jackson. Really been a pest to the Big Reds tonight. That's certainly a compliment to him. 5 checking in for them as well. Fred Shepard back in for 0, Josh Jackson. And I can't see neither Jordan or Josh Jackson for them sitting for long. They're really the key to the whole team, to be honest. Off the throw in, I don't know how that wasn't 5 seconds, but they did avoid it. This is Fred Shepard, bounce feed, and blocked from behind. Tremaine again. That's not the first time we've seen him do that. Look out down there, by the way. Tremendous blocking defense by Tremaine Lee tonight. Going out on a bang in senior night. Doesn't have much in the way of points, but complete numbers is what he does. We're tied at 34. Clintondale with the ball. No look bounce feed. They keep it, lucky to keep it. 34, Devon Lewis calms things down. Final 5 seconds of the third. They do have to hurry. Devon Lewis from behind Jermaine Drake. Now they triple team him right in the hands of Tyshawn Chapman to end the third. So after 3, deadlock, dead even, right smack dab at 34. Visiting Clintondale, our Port Huron High Big Reds. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS Channel 6. Being big, it's a state of mind. And Coach Taddy, what'd you think of the third? Very neck and neck, and it's dead locked.
Well, I was listening to what you were talking about there at the end of the quarter, talking about how good Tremaine's doing, with his blocks, and he is doing a good job, and he's saving us there a lot with getting those blocks from behind. But what a block is some sort of breakdown defensively. So we're breaking down defensively right now, and Tremaine's saving us. He probably had 4 blocks just in that corner on defensive breakdowns where one of their men got by our guys, and he was lucky enough to be there and make that block. And if he doesn't, Clintondale's up 6 to 8 points. So I'm sure Coach Lynch, who's talking right now about defending the on-ball defense, needs to be a lot better and not giving up so much penetration to Clintondale.
And we mentioned it early going. This is where you would think that all your depth would start to wear on Clintondale, who have 8 dressed players. You got to think in the fourth here. It's time to attack them.
Well, I thought Clintondale really won the end of that quarter. PH came out, at the beginning, but at the end of that quarter, Clintondale won that battle.
Is their defense throwing off the Big Red game? That's, I think, the biggest question. A lot of different looks, but from a full court aspect, I thought that third quarter they played some nice defense. 34 with it, Devon Lewis. Outside left. Out of bounds on Clintondale. Nice D by the Big Reds to start the fourth. Nice green shoes by 32, Tony Matthews out there, by the way. Fluorescent green, you can see them from a mile away. Maybe that's the idea, nice distraction. And Thomason adjusted in the air on that layup, but Bobby Wright is there, and he taunts a bit with the offensive rebound and putback.
And that's where our problem has been in the third quarter, was we're breaking the press, but after we break the press and Clintondale gets into that zone, we're taking bad shots.
They wanted to travel back the other way on Fred Shepard. As he stopped, the defense went by him, easy pull-up jumper to make 36 all. Thomason off arm. Tap and rebound try, now he gets another one. Spin move, great job again, Tyshawn. And almost a steal by the speedy Jermaine. Speed like that, you can just flat out sometimes come out of nowhere. And they're least expecting you to do it. That's why I say it time and time again. I'm like a broken record syndrome, that old, what Castaways 45 skipping. But I've said it in the past, I'll say it again. Speed, the great equalizer. They're drooling over him come football season. Why not? Let's keep talking about it and build him up. Why not? Here he is again, guarding closely there, 34 Lewis. Down low, he tries for the jam. Can't get it. The follow-up rebound. And now a tap-in rebound by 0. Josh Jackson. Well, he took it in hard. Injured player on the court, 3, Jordan Jackson. One thing about this game that I do like, this is what I've always liked in basketball, the bad boy type games. No easy baskets. He takes a lane, you hit him. That's the kind of basketball I like. Well, not, physically hit him, but I'm talking about as far as defense goes. It's a nice physical basketball game.
I think right now it's pretty much the Jackson brothers, number 0 and 3, against the Big Reds. That's that's pretty much all Clintondale's really given us, and I'm sure Coach Lanchu's figuring that out too, and he's probably telling our guys, hey, let's slow down 0 and 3, the Jackson brothers, and you might have a better chance at winning this game.
But you sense baskets are tough to get. You sense everything. There's not a lot of room on that court when you do have the basketball. You're either hacked or you're putting up the ball. That's all there is to it. Exactly the kind of basketball I like. Remember those old Piston days too? Not just the bad boys, but when they went against the Indiana Pacers at the Palace those old days. 70-69 finals. That's Big D basketball right there, Dave. I used to love that.
It's not always the pretty type that the kids like.
Anyway, off throw-in is going to be Big Red ball. 38-38. We could not ask for a better night, for senior night, a better game. And if I forget to say this, I'm going to say it now. Congratulations to the 7 Big Red seniors. Great year. You mentioned it, some of the multiple sports. But they've got a lot to be proud of, certainly. Well, some Clintondale fans screaming at the officials here. Stoppage in play, by the way.
Well, you're looking at the record right now being 13 and 5. Whatever happens tonight and happens against Croslex, you end up 15 and 5. Don't want to jinx anybody, but a 15 and 5 basketball record is a pretty good record. Well,
the stoppage in play is actually for 3, Jordan Jackson. They got him off the court. He's laying right down under us here, right at the water cooler. And the Clintondale bench, he was poked in the eye is what happened. And he was pouring water on his eye. Kind of partially maybe the wind knocked out of him too, but I think he's got to sit at least for a minute as he's checked out. But how long he's out for, I guess, would just depend on how bad his eye is. When you have tough physical games like this, this happens. This has a playoff atmosphere to it, it really does. Hard-earned playoff type baskets.
Well, I can see New Haven's coach in the stands here scouting Clintondale, so, they must be thinking that they're going to see, New Haven's going to see Clintondale sometime in the district, and being a 19-0 team and coming here to scout Clintondale and Port Huron, you must think they're pretty good.
Pass from Thomas, and Zach Lee wasn't expecting it. Ends up with a personal foul off the Clintondale steal yet again. Again, a sloppy game, but it's such a back-and-forth game. Even teams, even pace, that's what it's about. 6:08 to go in the fourth, 38-38. Big D Derek Wark, bigdsports.info. My personal blog where I blog about all these games. Puts this one up, deep 3, no. Right. Calm, cool, collectively, back to Javon. Tie game, but they have a chance to take the lead with 5:48 to go. Quick 3, no. And Clintondale now. The pace has slowed down a little bit. Similar to the first quarter where neither team could really score. Caught the Big Red sleeping a little bit here. 4, Cedric Shepard the layup, and a 2-point lead. Dangerous feed again. Big Red starting to get a little bit sloppy. Intended for Malik Mason, way across the court, kind of a back feed. Clintondale, it's out on them though, so Mason to throw it in. Well, 3 is back in now, Jordan Jackson, so we'll see if his eye's all right. He's kind of going to it already, so. Javon, off a screen, no. Rebound right there. Jackson. Quickly 5, Fred Shepard. Wide open look at a 3 right under me, and he got it. A kind bounce and a kind roll. But it went. Don't look now, 5-point lead. Largest lead Clintondale's had in a while, and it's a big reason why. The defense And I tell you, Tyshawn Chapman's got to be careful. He's not called for a flagrant here. He wasn't, but that's a frustration foul as much as it's just a, act like you're going to get the ball.
Yeah, the last 3 times on the court, his passes have been pretty questionable, and I think it was just a matter of time before he was going to turn the ball over. I think it's time to get Tremaine back in the game, and this has probably been the biggest lead either team has probably had all night, 5-point lead for Clintondale.
Well, the Big Reds need to stop right now. And they may need Javon to take this game over again, which Clintondale has done a great job shutting him down in the second half as far as he goes. Do you think that might be their game plan? They saw what he had in the first and said, we're going to shut him down in the second.
D, I really don't think they're shutting him down. I just really don't think he's making his shots right now. He's had looks at it. He just really, as we speak. He's had good looks, so as long as he's getting looks, I don't feel someone's getting shut down. They're just not making their shots.
So smooth. Across the way, like, what can you say? I mean, behind the back, wow. Big D not easily impressed. 11 is impressive. Nice rebound, Malik Mason.
I think that's a guy you want in here right now in this type of game. Keep number 23, Malik Mason, in the game. He'll bring you some toughness on the court.
Javon to tie, no. Missed that one. Again, you were saying missing some shots, not really heating up like we're so accustomed to seeing. A tribute, though, to how Clintondale has been in their face all night long. Lead is 3. Looks like Coach Landschute's going to check Jermaine Drake back in the game. 3.5 to go in the fourth. 43-40, Clintondale. 3-point lead. They get it to Shepard and fouled. Well, I really thought that at one point in this game, it was really the Big Red game to win or lose, but you got to credit Clintondale for kind of changing it and making it their game. It's their tempo right now as far as I'm concerned.
Jermaine Drake went back to the bench there.
Second guessing maybe, or?
Looked like he was going to come in for Bobby, and Bobby told him he didn't need a break. So we'll see what happens here off the timeout.
So timeout on the floor, 3:16 left. 43-40, Clintondale, a 3-point lead. At least it's one possession, though. And anything goes for our final 3:16, and likely our final basketball game of the season this year. So I want to say again, Dave, pleasure having you up here for these 3 games. Certainly, and this last one, it looks like one way or the other, win or lose, they're going to go out with a bang. Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about.
Well, I think, you battle through a whole basketball season as a team, and, you hope you're playing your best come districts. I really think the Big Reds, it took them maybe 3/4 of their season to really start playing basketball at a high level. They figured out their rotation. You're seeing the guys on the court right now, plus Jermaine Drake, I call him BJ, and Tyshawn Chapman. That's 7 guys right there. Maybe use Tyler Lee as your 8th, but that's your rotation going in the districts, and you have that figured out, and you're ready to go play one and done.
Well, I know it's pretty easy to say. I mean, maybe losing this game right now because their shots haven't fallen. You can say that about any team on any game. But more so in this one, as you said, I think they just haven't hit them. Normal shots they usually would. I know the Lees have had a lot of nice looks. Thomason mugged on the way up.
Yeah, Tremaine's had his opportunities around the rim. He hasn't finished much, especially, you go in the first half and we go 4 minutes without scoring. So, you take a normal 8 points right there that we don't have. Big Reds have been averaging, I believe, around 60 points a game was their game per average, and right now 20 points under that.
Foul on number 4, Cedric Shepard, second personal, 3rd team. By the way, if you're wondering, Big Reds in the 1-and-1 situation. They're in the penalty, 1-and-1 bonus. So Javon, by the way, hit them both. Don't look now, folks, a 1-point lead, 43-42. Big Reds guarding full court again. Man-to-man completely. Now they switch off. Looks like it might have worked. Tremaine Lee, Bobby Wright hits the floor, and now Zach behind the back almost loses it. Now it's Javon. Double teamed, top of the key. Bounces it. Every switch off, it looks like Clintondale trying to double. Zach, no. Tap in try, Tremaine, no. Clintondale barely in bounds, and we have a holding call on Zach Lee. Nice exchange, and again, Dave, a lot of nice, easy looks at hoops that just are not falling.
That's been the name of the game so far today.
So again, 1-and-1 situations from here on out, at least for the next 2 fouls. Foul on 24, Zach Lee, his 4th personal foul. So we'll see if Coach Landshut elects to bring somebody off the bench for him, or if they're just going to take their chances and leave him in the game.
Zach made a nice strong move there, just not finishing at the rim.
Again, CPHS Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station, Big Red Basketball Network. Being big, a state of mind with Derek Work, the Big D, and Coach Taddy. Of football fame, we'll say. Someone screaming. Not distractive at all to number 3 there. Jordan Jackson got them both, 45-42.
Just want to make sure we take our time here and don't force anything. It's only a 3-point game.
And they did. Jackson is grabbed. I tell you, he's going to walk away with this game, a walking injury. He really is. He just grabbed his elbow. If he's not dishing it out, then the Big Reds are making him hit the deck. And he just did. Grabbing his elbow. He got one off the eye earlier. That's the first thing I use to describe this Clintondale team is tough. You know, they're not deep. Not a lot of guys dressed, but they can dish it out and they can take it. One and one again. Got the first, 46-42. Clintondale might just win this game on their free throws. One more, by the way, and it's 2-shot penalty for the rest of the 4th. Putting up another one, and doesn't get the kind roll this time. It's a 4-point lead still. 46-42, Thomason. Kind of fooled Mason there, wasn't looking. Tremaine Lee, no. Tap in rebound, there's another one in and out. This is getting ridiculous. Clintondale might want to play the lottery the way their luck has gone a little bit.
Sometimes you just have one of these days.
Just too bad it had to be on senior night, isn't it?
You just hope, you know, when your shot's not falling, you'd like your defense to carry you. It's not that we've played bad defense, but we haven't scored any points off our defense.
Final 2 minutes. They thought about a post game. Now to the outside, mid-range pull-up jumper instead. Rebound Tremaine Lee. A minute 44 left now. Javon has it. Big Reds have won 8 in a row. They did not lose in February. It's threatening now to have their first loss in a while since January 27th. Not if Javon Thomason can have anything to say about it, though. 3 from way out, 46-45. Coach Landshut, the immediate timeout.
Well, that's what we needed, that one big shot to fall.
Timeout for Huron. Full timeout.
Well, it's doable now. 4 points with a minute and a half, you think, well, maybe not. It's still 2 possession. But now, with 1, you like your chances. There you see some of the fans tonight. Not the greatest crowd on hand. Considering it is senior night, I'm kind of shocked at that fact, but maybe they're preparing for the playoffs.
Pretty bad weather we got today, too.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You invited me to Tailgaters West tonight. I don't know if I'll be making it. I tell you, though, crossing the border on a night like this, no problem. There's no traffic. So I like that. Big D, of course, comes from Canada. And if you didn't know that by now, where have you been? Anyway, there you see Andy the Big Bad Wolf. And right below him, the rest of the Big Reds and their bench. 3-man crew tonight besides the 2 announcers up here, Coach Taddy and the Big D, Derek Wark, myself. Andy the Big Bad Wolf, just mentioned him behind the camera. Chris Sorrell, the Bloodhound, behind camera 2. And the big fella in the hallway, EJ Shea down there, the director. CPHS Channel 6. Very tight defense by the Big Reds now, as you expect. Bounce feed, they get it to Jackson. Now to 14, Ryan Petty, and quickly up the other way. Shepard, but a follow-up rebound, and there was no Big Red in sight. 3-point lead. Can we expect Javon to hit another three? Is that out of the question? We'll see. They're doubling him. This to tie. Malik, no.
Just about ready to say it's a little too early to shoot a three.
To our final minute now. They might hold for time. Big Reds have to up their D, and they might consider fouling in a minute. Close D again. They're doubling Jackson. But they throw it away. Well, they didn't need to hurry that because the time is in their favor, I would think. Final 51.
Now you might want to take a three. Or a quick two and a foul. It's going to have to make the decision here pretty quick.
They adjust quickly to Javon, who loses the ball, and first they called Clintondale ball, but then they changed their mind. They've been all over the Big Reds from an entire court standpoint for much of this game. They really have. And it has worked for a good majority of it. Well, Malik wasn't expecting it. Well, I would think they've got a foul now.
Now you have to foul.
They do the switch off. Obviously, if you're Clintondale, you want the ball in with your best shooter's hands.
You hope you have something diagrammed up there. I'd like to go for the quick two, then come back with the foul. You don't necessarily, with 40 seconds left, have to shoot a three-point shot, but depending on what happens here on these free throws, you're almost to that point.
And with no fouls to give, it's all twos now. But certainly you can't play as aggressive this late in the game when you got no fouls to give them. But he missed the first. Now comes a very big free throw. Manageable to tie the game if it stays within three, but this makes it a two-possession game. Again, free throw shooting, so important. Josh Jackson to put him up 4. No. Rebound Bobby Wright. They have time if they do not rush. 27 seconds. Do you go for 3 or 2 here?
Well, coach had to have something designed because they didn't have any timeouts left, so he had to talk to them in that last timeout, telling them what he wanted them to do.
There's number 3, Jordan Jackson, stepping in, taking the charge from Javon Thomason. That might be the play of the game, but maybe I spoke too soon. Zach Lee off the steal from Tremaine. Timeout, Coach Landshut right after. I think he wants the full. 13 seconds left. What a big steal by the Big Reds. Just when you think they're out, Coach Taddy, they seem to find a way to still make it interesting.
Well, you get a big steal off the missed shot. You know, you hope to get a better shot than getting an offensive foul there. But now you're really talking here on the bench, and you're trying to get a 5-second call. If you don't get the 5-second call and they get the ball in, you look to steal, but if the trap and the steal's not there, you have to foul right away. You know, you'd like to get the steal and not have to foul. So now, you know, you're talking over different situations. Definitely here, you foul them, you give them, even if they do make 2, you still have that 3-point shot to tie the game.
Again, BigDSports.info, where I will blog about this game and every game I broadcast. My promise to all of you, and you too, Coach Taddy. BigDSports.info.
I'll be on there right when I get home.
You'll be waiting a while then. Big difference, though, as far as team fouls go in this fourth. Again, Big Reds in trouble. No fouls to give, they're at the 10. Whereas just 3 team fouls for Clintondale.
What you want to be careful here is not getting beat deep on the long pass. It looks like we're going to be manned up across, denying and total denial. You don't want to see somebody go deep and get free.
Are you mindful defensively about who their best free throw shooter is, too? Almost a steal. It looked to me like Bobby fouled him earlier. Is this a jump ball or a foul? They say a travel. Big Red basketball with a chance to win the game.
You know, good job by Coach Landshut and the Big Reds. They didn't go to the foul right away. They looked for the trap and the turnover, which they ended up getting and saving a foul here.
The thing is, I thought for sure Bobby Wright fouled him. But anyway, final 6, final 5. Can Javon win the game? Javon, no, off the front of the rim. Rebound Clintondale and the foul. They say he did walk, though, so there is still going to be a chance.
Still like to see a better shot than that. Something maybe more, a little bit more designed.
Off the throw-in, this is it, folks. No, they steal it. Clintondale is going to walk away victorious tonight. Well, Coach, it was a heck of a game right till the end. A few calls went our way at the end, but you know what, an aggressive game, and something that I think is positive to go into the playoffs next week with, because it was this style of basketball game.
Yep, that's what they're going to see. You know, you just hope you get a better shot there at the end, but, you know, all the misses early on during the game kind of added up for us. Been averaging 60 points a game and scored 47.
Well, maybe a final thought from you, Coach Taddy. Again, thank you very much for your time and being up here in the booth. Pleasure to call these games with you this season for CPHS.
I appreciate that, and thank you for having me. It's definitely been my pleasure.
This is the Big D speaking on behalf of the entire cast of CPHS tonight. Again, kind of a tough luck score as Clintondale, a 48-47 win over our Port Huron High Big Reds. I want to say again to the Big Red seniors, in case we don't cover any more games for the rest of the season, congratulations, guys, on all of your just dues. Fantastic careers at Port Huron. Again, Derek Wark for CPHS Channel 6. Work hard, sleep lots, folks. Big D, out.